Good afternoon, Shop Handmade. It's that time of the week again, and what a lovely day we've got for it. So today I've got Liz, the Mind Monkey lady, with me to tell us all about everything she does. Don't forget, if you're watching us live, do tell StreamYard it's okay to show your name. Just click up in that corner. I can never remember which one it is. Any questions, do pop them in the comments. Yeah, it's like that one. You're pointing to the one on my screen. So hi Liz, thank you for joining me.
Hi.
Well, it's rather sorry to have dragged you away from your garden. It's a bit
far.
It is a bit far today. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right, well, I'm Loops. Commonly, I'm Liz, but I'm commonly known as Loops, because apparently I'm a little bit loopy. I personally think it's perfectly normal, but there you go. Normality is relative. I'm the Mind Monkey lady, and when I was growing up, my mother was always called Nanny Jean. Everybody called my mother Nanny Jean because that's what she was known as to everybody, to the world and his auntie. And to the world and their auntie on Facebook, I'm either Loops or the Mind Monkey lady. So I'm rarely called Liz these days. But hey, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm 52. And I live in Cardiff with now 3 dogs. Long story, but we ended up with a new puppy on the weekend, which I wasn't expecting. And 2 grown-up daughters. I recently split up with a husband of 26 years, and I am living my best life and absolutely loving it. I've got a long history of mental health issues, 30 plus years. And really, I invented the Mind Monkeys to help my own anxiety. Somebody introduced me to a book called Train Your Monkey Mind, and it kind of, when an idea just drops, and then it was like monkeys, cage, mind monkeys. Oh, now I could do something with that. And over a period of time, the Mind Monkey was born. It's grown into a range of products over the years, and I'll show you a few examples. But if I explain how they work, the idea behind them, then it makes more sense.
Okay.
So if you consider your brain has one job, and that is to keep you safe and keep you alive. So if you think of your brain as a cog that's constantly turning, you don't think about breathing, you don't think about swallowing or blinking, it just happens automatically. So that's your brain doing this, keeping you alive all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem with that is your brain believes whatever you tell it. It doesn't know what's real and what's imagined.
Yeah.
So if you're going into a situation that you're a little nervous about, or you're like, I don't know what's going to happen here, your brain immediately would be like, right, okay, she doesn't, this is danger, there's going to be something going wrong, I need to protect her, and it will go into what's called the fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
And it will try and take you away from that situation. So whereas your brain on a normal time is doing this, when your anxiety is high, your brain is going like this, faster and faster and faster and faster. And the more anxious you get, the faster it goes. The faster it goes, the more anxious you get. And it's a vicious circle. So the idea of the Mind Monkey is to break that cycle. So, with a hamster wheel, if you've got a hamster wheel going round, if you poke something into the side of the wheel, it stops the wheel going round and the hamster falls out. I'm not suggesting you do that to your hamster, but that is what happens. Believe me, I've done it. So the idea of the Mind Monkey is that it stops that rushing of the wheel. It doesn't want to stop. It's not going to stop it completely. You're not going to die, but it is going to slow it down. It's going to take the brain back to its normal cycle. Your brain only needs 10 seconds to reset. Okay. It can go from to back in control within about 10 to 20 seconds. So a Mind Monkey. The actual Mind Monkey is this little thing here. I don't know if you can see it in this light.
Yeah.
But it's this little monkey on a chain under a cage. Now, there's a lot of varieties. This one's a pendant version.
Yeah.
I've got, there's bracelets, there's key rings, there's bookmarks. The idea is the same. So when you're anxious and you're stressed, you take your little monkey and you shove his head in the cage. Now, he's not designed to stay in the cage. That would be cruel to monkeys, and we're not into cruelty. So you shove his head in the cage, but at the same time as doing that, you are telling yourself you are in control of your own mind monkeys. So you are controlling this little monkey and telling your brain that you are in control. You are controlling this. You are in control.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives your brain something else to concentrate on to stop it from going like mad. Okay.
Yeah.
So by doing that for a series of 10 to 20 seconds, however long it takes, you are simply and purely allowing your brain to take back its normal control cycle. So, I mean, I've been making them for 4 years now, maybe 5. I've sold thousands of them. I've got so many positive testimonials. People buy them for lots of different reasons.
Yeah.
I've sold to children as young as 4 who treat them as a pet, because they come in a little organza bag with a little instruction card. And I've had the parent of this one child. She takes her key ring and she pops him in the bag every night because that's his sleeping bag.
Oh, bless.
With her bed. I mean, how cute is that? And she said within a week of her having this mind monkey, her teacher was seeing a difference in her. You know, she was calmer in school. She was happy going into school. But it's not jewelry. So it was fine for her to take into school. It was attached to her pencil case. It's a key ring. Children are allowed key rings in school.
Yeah.
But she knew what it was. What it meant to her didn't matter to anybody else.
Yeah.
I've got ladies as old as 85 that use them. They prefer to have the pendant version because they've got it round their neck and they haven't got to worry about it, and they just use it like a fiddle toy.
Yeah.
They work for all ages in so many different ways. They're ideal for anxiety relief. They're ideal for PTSD because not only are you in control, not only are you controlling your monkey, it's also like a little fidget toy. It keeps your hands occupied. So it's something to be, you're thinking about the monkey, you're not thinking about your anxiety.
Yeah.
They work. I know they work. I'm never with, excuse me. No, the dog's going to have a fight in a minute, so I do apologise. But yeah, as I say, that's the pendant.
Yeah.
Chain. They're also available on a leather thong. And this is a bracelet order I've just done for a customer, if you can see.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Pearl and purple bicones. And the monkey, the idea is exactly the same. It's just a different way of using it.
He's just a charm on the bracelet.
It's just a charm on the bracelet. I mean, there are bookmarks available. I mean, this is a bookmark order with a little dog on the end. But the idea is the same. You put the monkey on the end, so you've got him wherever you are. You've got him as a key ring. You've got him as a pendant. The way they work is the same. No matter what you've got it on, it's the same.
It's just about what's working for you.
Yeah. If you're not allowed to wear jewellery in school, or if it's not practical in work, then you have a bookmark or a key ring. Mm-hmm. If you don't have keys and you don't want a key ring, then you might want a bracelet, or do you know what I mean? The variety is there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I could tell you how well they work for people, you would be shocked, honestly. I've got a file of testimonials over in my group.
Yeah.
I share regularly, but it's humbling to be able to help people.
Absolutely.
One woman, she tells me regularly that she don't think she'd have her son with her now if it wasn't for his mind monkey. Oh. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet when I say that. I know how bad anxiety and depression can get. I've been at the worst. Yeah. And that's part of the reason I set up the group, is to be there for people, not just to sell stuff. Obviously, that's my business. Obviously, I want to sell products. But I understand how hard it can be. I've suffered
Yeah.
30+ years with anxiety and depression, and you can control it. You can never get over it. You can never cure it, in my opinion. I mean, I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I don't believe you can ever cure it. It's always going to be there, but you can live with it.
It is. It's about living with it, and it's about accepting it's there and finding ways for you that you can live with it.
Exactly. And once you learn to deal with it and know that you can control it, life becomes a whole different ballgame. You can go out and you can enjoy your life, you know, whatever that means to you, and however you choose to see the Mind Monkey. All I'm offering is the basic instructions. How you choose to use it and how you choose to have it in your life is completely up to you.
Yeah.
You know?
It is interesting, though, you saying about you've had depression and anxiety or whatever for sort of most of your adult life. It's actually amazing talking to other crafters how many of them have had mental health issues, and that actually doing their craft makes such a difference.
Oh, it really does. I mean, I used to come home, and if I'd had a bad day in work, I'd toddle off and I'd play with some wire, or I'd make some random design. And it gives you something to feel good about. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it never sells. It's the fact that you've actually sat and made something. It's that creative process.
And I actually have this conversation quite regularly with my partner. He's like, why do you have to have so many different projects on the go? And I'm like, if I'm having a really bad day, that one there that will take me 20 minutes is all I can manage.
Yeah.
But there will be other days where actually I can sit down. I do bead embroidery. Never thought I'd like it. I thought I'd hate it. Once I sussed out how to thread the needle, that was it. So I do, and they're beautiful. And with one of those, I can actually lose myself in it for a couple of hours. But if my anxiety is really bad, then there's no way I'm going to be able to sit in one place for a couple of hours. So it's actually about all the different things that, you know, the reason I have so many projects is they're for different, you know, times in my life, as it were. Because I enjoy just getting my hands on and making things.
Oh, totally. And it gives you the feel of actually managing to do something. It gives you something to be proud of, because when you're in the depths of depression or the depths of anxiety, you feel so worthless and so useless.
Yeah.
And why would anybody want to be anywhere near you or be anything to you? And to be able to, like with your embroidery, to be able to produce something beautiful, it gives you back that self-esteem that you're lacking.
It does. Absolutely. It gives you back that or even some of like the shorter projects. It's, well, okay, I've barely managed to get off the sofa today, but I've done that. And just sometimes being able to say, well, I've done that, even if it's just crochet a middle, as I call it, a tiny square to start a crochet blanket off. There's actually something you can say, well, despite all the overwhelm and having all these things whirring around and not knowing what to do, I manage that one thing.
Exactly.
And it does.
You can build on that then. And I used to struggle. My ex-husband was not. I don't want to be horrible about him, because, you know, he's my kid's father, and that's fine. But he didn't understand. Mm-hmm. He couldn't grasp it. Yeah. And if it wasn't done his way, it was wrong.
Yeah.
And so I used to hide away in my crafts. I used to hide in making, because that was something I could control. It was something where I wasn't constantly being told I was wrong, constantly being told that, you know, you're not good enough, you're not doing it right, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. It gives you an escape. Crafting gives you so many, it gives you so much, doesn't it? It just, and then obviously then if you manage to start selling it and make a business of it, once again, you're building your self-esteem. You're building up your confidence.
Yeah, and it is that you've almost poured so much sort of emotion and love and everything else into this piece that has actually done something for you at that moment in time, to then know it's going to somebody else and hopefully it's going to help them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And what's really, I sound like I'm blowing my own trumpet, and that is really not what I'm doing. But what is amazing for me is when I get those messages back saying, I've worn my anxiety ring for a week. Look at the difference in my fingers. I haven't wanted to show my hands to people for years. But since wearing your ring, look, my fingers aren't bitten. They're not red raw. They're not bleeding. And it's like, I had a part in that. I had a hand in helping with that. And it just, it gives you that boost. It keeps you going. It makes you want to do more.
Absolutely. And I think in this day and age, people have actually lost sight of doing something for somebody else is actually so much better than doing something for ourselves. You know, the science is there to prove it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it gives you, can't describe it. It gives you that, it gives you self-worth.
Yeah.
That's what it does. It gives you that bit of self-worth that you've had a bad day, but your bad day has helped somebody else.
Yeah.
And then your bad days get fewer and fewer because you're helping other people to get through their bad days. And then other people are seeing you get through your bad days and they're building on your, do you know what I mean? It's like a rolling ball. It's like a snowball. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just so lovely. I love
we've
it.
got somebody's popped on and joined us. Hopefully they'll comment in a minute and we'll be able to see who it is with us. Hello, tell us who it is. Sir, tell us 3 random things about you.
Ooh, 3 random things. Now, let me think. 1, I'm a fluent Welsh speaker. I work in a Welsh medium primary school in an office. I work full-time. I learnt Welsh when my eldest daughter started school at the age of 4. So she's 25. So I learnt Welsh 21 years ago. It's blinking hard language to learn. Believe me, it's not the easiest language to learn in the world. But over the years, I can honestly say now that I can hold my own in a conversation. I don't translate. I know what I'm saying and I know what is being said to me.
Yeah.
Let me think. I worked on a farm when I was from the age of about 6 till 24. Yeah. I worked on a farm. And from the time I was big enough to roll a bale, I was helping out on the farm. I've hand-reared piglets. I've hand-reared lambs. Excuse me. I'm just telling my daughter I'm on a live. So, yeah. Where's my leg? Under the bed. And a 3rd random fact is I'm a scout leader. I've been a cub leader for 29 years.
Yeah.
I don't do kids. People say to me, how do you not do kids? I say, I don't do kids. I really don't do kids. But that's different. They're other people's. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, an hour a week, I can deal with that. I'm not one of these Earth Mother peoples. I'm not one of these, babies, I've got to have more babies. No, thank you. I love my daughters. I love them dearly. I love my grandchildren dearly. But no, I don't want, I'm not, I don't get maternal. I don't get all broody. No.
No, I understand that one. I mean, I didn't have children for various reasons, but for years I did guiding rather than scouting. So I did guides, I did brownies, I did rainbows. I did rangers for a while. I was a commissioner and a trainer at one stage. So, and again, it's that about when you can give them back at the end of that hour or whatever. 2, actually, you get to do some pretty cool activities.
Yeah.
And it is that giving back thing again.
Yeah. And the best part of it is when you see a little child come in who's timid and shy and quiet and doesn't want to join in, and 2 years later they're leaving you and they're holding their head up high, they're getting involved, they're training other people to do things. And once again, you had a hand in that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I regularly will get sort of 6'4" blokes coming up to me and going, "Oh, Kayla, oh, Kayla." And I'm like, oh my God, you were 8 when I was in. I mean, I run the group now. I'm not a section leader. I've kind of retired from the section leader bit, and like you, I run the group. But I mean, I'm on my second generation. I've got children of my cubs in the group.
Yeah.
And it is amazing, you know. But like you say, it's giving it back, isn't it? It's that giving back bit.
And also for me, I found with going away to university and then moving a couple of times in my adult life, and scouting is the same. No matter where you go in the country, you can look in the yellow pages or whatever, find a number and speak to somebody, and they will welcome you with open arms.
Totally. When they say scouting is a family, it's true. It is. You know, you could go anywhere in the world and tell them you're a scouter and you would be welcome. You would be welcome with open arms no matter what, you know. We used to joke about it. We used to say we could go anywhere in the world and know we'd have somewhere to stay. Just look up a local scout group.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And crafting is the same. Crafting is the same. It's a community of people who enjoy making things.
Yeah.
No matter whether you do it as a business or just for your own peace of mind, you're just for your own gifts and stuff like that. It's all the same.
Yeah.
You know? And there are the odd bad apple, but then that's the same in every...
That's life.
Yeah.
That's life, really. Yes.
Totally.
So you've told us how you started your business. You were making these things and then it kind of snowballed. Yes, make me one and all the rest of it. So what things do you think you enjoy most about it?
I enjoy the ability to pick up a piece of wire and work it into something different. Mind you, I very often will pick up a piece of wire, play with it for half an hour, look at it and think that's crap and put it in the bin. Wire isn't very forgiving. It's not like you can take the beads off and start again. But it's that turning something from a reel of wire into a piece of jewellery. You know, it's that, because I mean, I start with a reel of wire like that.
Yeah.
I'll end up with a pendant like that.
Yeah.
You know, or I'll start with a reel of wire and I'll end up with a chainmail piece or a watch. I mean, see, there's a watch there, look.
Yeah.
With these are natural pearls. You know, when a pearl, because they're cultured pearls, you know how they make pearls? They put a seed in the...
Yeah.
They put a grain of sand in the shell. And the shell is literally trying to get rid of this grain of sand. So it's forming a pearl. Well, these are the ones that didn't turn out perfectly round.
Yeah.
So they're all natural shapes. They're pearl rejects, if you like, but they are cultured pearls.
And actually they're beautiful.
And I think they're more beautiful because they're not perfectly round. I think, you know, they're natural. That's how nature made them to be.
They've got that bit of character to them.
Yeah. Well, I'm not normal. And nor are these. So I like that. I'm trying to relate to the pearls.
What is normal anyway?
Normality is relative, isn't it? Let's face it. Normality is relative.
Because I've seen you on your Facebook group before now. You do what I would consider crazy things, like making all your own split rings.
Oh yeah.
Really? Yeah. I'm like, no, it's fine. There's a shop for that.
See, you wind them up and then you cut them off. So you wind them and then you cut them and then you open them and then you use them. The beauty of making my own is that I know that the wire won't tarnish.
You know what's gone into them.
I know what's gone into them. And I know that if I want a small ring, I'll use a small wire, a small thing on my gizmo. Or I can make all sorts of sizes. And, you know, and they're just there. I don't have to think, oh my God, I'm going to run out of jump rings. I've got to order more. They're not going to come in time. I'll just roll another roll, you know? So yes, it does take longer, but then I can honestly say with a piece of chainmail, I have made absolutely every element of that from scratch.
Yeah.
Down to the clasp, you know. That's the perfection.
And I suppose it is, I have issues with my gizmo, but I do have one. But I guess it is just turning that length of wire and then just keep snipping them.
Yeah. I used to snip them all and keep them in bags. These days, I don't. I keep them on the reel. So I keep them like that, and I just snip off the amount I want for a project, because these are a lot easier to store and pull out of a pot than trying to find the right size rings when you've already cut them and they're in a bag and you're like, well, what size are they? Which ones are they? Hang on a minute, where did I put them? It's just like, nah, just stick them on there. Much easier. On there. Much easier.
So have you always been a crafter?
I suppose I have. As a child, as a teenager of about 14, I used to make earrings.
Yeah.
Only basic, you know, I'd get a head pin and an earring piece and stick some beads on it, and that was my earrings. Yeah. Never sold them, just made them for fun. And then I did patchwork for a while. I made lots of patchwork all by hand. I never used the sewing machine.
Yeah.
I tried my hand at dressmaking, hated every minute of it, didn't take that any further. I was a card maker for years. I did have a card making business, but then it reached a point where everybody was doing it, and it was like people didn't want to pay the money for it.
Yeah.
So I suppose I've always liked to work with my hands.
And I think a lot of us have. I know one of our ladies on here, Amy, I'm sure she won't mind me saying, she said she's convinced, you know, she was born doing a craft with something in her hands.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, as a little child at my father's knee, my father was a trained carpenter, and I could turn a dovetail hinge at the age of 6. So yeah, I grew up making things with my hands, you know, but back in the 70s, girls didn't do woodwork in school. They had to do cookery. So I often think if I'd been allowed to do woodwork, would I have gone down the carpentry route and been working with wood instead of wire now? But, you know, life takes you in different ways, doesn't it?
That's it, yeah. So, it does, doesn't it? And what's your craft stash like? Come on, confession time.
Now then. It's probably easier to show you. So computer. This is my wire stack. Quite a few 100,000 meters of wire. Then I've got gemstones and charms, and this cupboard down here is jam-packed full of beads. It is. But it's one of those things that, you know, it's like you can never have too many.
And it's also one of those things that you'll be fiddling with something and you'll be, I know, I've got a thing that will just do for that. Yeah. One of the things I've started doing recently with my stuff is I used to have knitting machines.
Oh, right,
I've got hundreds of these.
Oh, the cotton reels, the big giant cotton,
yarn reels.
Yeah.
So what have I started doing? Sticking pins in them and hanging things on them for display.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's amazing what things you can make.
Funny story about the display. I had a lady message me a couple of weeks ago and said, could you make a pair of chair earrings? Once I got over the initial shock, I was like, you mean doll's house chairs? Yes, she said. My daughter wants a pair of doll's house chair earrings. That's fine. So I said, yeah, fine. So I sourced a pair of some chairs on eBay. Yeah, those are great, she said. So I ordered them. Now, I don't know anything about doll's house furniture at all. Mm-hmm. So I ordered 1/12 size doll's house furniture.
Yeah.
Really? Don't think so somehow, do you? So I went back and ordered 1/48, and they were perfect, and she loves them, and the daughter loves them, and everything's fine. But I'm left with 2 dining chairs. Hi, Christy. Yes, I'm left with it, and I was going to send them back, right? And it was going to cost me more to send them back than it had to purchase them in the first place.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, so I use them as display now. I pop them in my light box, and I'll pop a bracelet over it or a pair of earrings on it. I mean, case in point, I've got a pair of novelty, because I make novelty jewelry as well.
Yeah.
So look, little coffee cup.
Perfect.
But it makes a gorgeous little stand. I can't work it all.
That's it.
It makes a gorgeous little stand and something different to hang the stuff on, you know?
Yeah.
From a mistake. But you see, us crafters can usually turn a mistake into a success.
There's no such thing as a mistake. It's just a design element.
It is. It's a happy accident.
Happy accident, absolutely. So one thing I've seen you popping up just lately is your fiddle rings, as I call them. Have you got one there to show us?
I have. This is one of the silver-plated ones. I do 925 silver as well, because a lot of people are allergic. So what you do, these rings are completely adjustable, so they'll even fit your thumb. I mean, I'm not opening it because this is an order for a customer, but if I wanted to fit it onto my finger, there's one without beads, which I haven't done anything with yet, right? So it's the same size ring, and I'm just moving it down my thumb, and one size fits all. And I've got fat fingers. So there you go. There's your ring on your thumb or your finger or whatever. Okay. And the idea is, if you're prone to biting your nails or chewing the skin on your fingers, you take the little beads that are on the ring and you fiddle with them. They move round. They move round the ring freely. So you just move them and fiddle with them instead of biting your fingernails.
Again, it's really such a simple idea that it's just giving you something else to move your brain from that.
It gives you something to concentrate on, so you're not constantly thinking, I want to feminine. You're like, no, I'll do this instead. I'll play, I'll fiddle, I'll twist, But they come in silver plate, copper, pure copper, gold plated or rose gold plated, or as I say, I'm the 925 silver are my favorite.
Yeah,
because with silver, you're not going to be allergic. 99% of the population are not allergic to silver. I can't wear plated because in my ears or on my fingers because I get an allergy to it. So all my jewelry that I make for myself has to be silver. And I've just started. I went on a silversmithing course, so I've just started making proper solid silver as well. So, but I'm still very new to that. That's still a very new thing for me. Oh, Chrissy says she's the same. Yeah, it's very frustrating because I can't wear cheapy earrings or cheapy rings. As a child, all my friends would have these little mood rings, and I couldn't have them because I would come out in a blue line on my finger, or my ear would blow up to the size of a balloon. So that's another benefit of being a crafter. I can buy a cheap pair of earrings and change them for a silver pair.
Just change that.
If somebody buys me earrings or comes back with something, then I'll just say, I'll just change that sign. Off you go.
And then you know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I can't wear cheap jewelry. I just make it go black.
Yeah. I know.
And that is just my skin reacting with it. So, yes.
Yeah, it is very, very frustrating. It's very. I used to find it so annoying. These days, I'm like, well, I'll just fix it. I'll just change it. It's fine.
Yeah. And actually, as crafters, that's so easy for us to do.
Yeah. And I do a repair service for people. And they'll be like, oh, I've had this jewel, I've had this, and I can't, it's broken. My mum gave it to us. Well, let me have a look. I can't guarantee I'll have a look, but I can have a look at it. And if I can fix it, I will. And usually there's a way of fixing it. And they're like, oh, I haven't been able to wear that for years. I didn't know you did that. Well, if you don't ask, you don't get. Yeah. I can only say no, or I can only say, no, I can't do it.
But that's also sometimes going back to about us not blowing our own trumpets enough.
Yeah. I think that's crafters in general, though, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I do suffer terribly from imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I think we all do. I think we all do. So we've got somebody other than Chrissy on with us. So do pop on and say hello. We have 2 people watching us now. So did you watch All That Glitters then? If you've been doing silversmithing, did you watch All That Glitters?
I watch it and I am in awe of those people.
Have you watched all of them?
Yeah, I am in absolute awe of those people. And especially the lady who got through to the final, where she was literally melting and she was setting the stones in the molten metal. And I'm thinking, oh my God, to have that facility, to have that bench that they are provided with, it's like, oh my God, that must be amazing.
But also the fact that she'd done that 2 weeks earlier and it had gone wrong, but she thought, I'm going to give it another go.
Exactly. And all right, she didn't win the whole thing in the end, but their careers are assured now. Their careers as designers are assured.
And I think it was too close to call, to be honest. I think anyone of those could have gone away with it.
Yeah, most definitely. And I used to make steampunk jewelry for a few years. I made steampunk. I don't know if you know about steampunk.
Yeah.
But it's a cross between clockwork, Edwardian, and robotics in a jewelry. Yeah. And and still today, I would much prefer to make a piece that is totally out there and totally wacky than a piece that everybody would want to wear. So I'm afraid I'm with them. I'm with those ones that were making the really sort of one of a kind pieces, and they were like, whoa, where did that come from? I was like, oh, I could so make something. I would be in my element. But yeah, I do like to. I like to be a little bit different.
It's called All That Glitters, Chrissy, and it's still on iPlayer. But they were doing all this amazing stuff.
Oh,
right from they had just the little balls of silver, or as square inch piece of silver, and what they were making out of it was
phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It was just mind blowing. Some of it, mind blowing. But yeah, I'm very new to silversmithing, so I'm still a little bit nervous. My youngest daughter is taught herself silversmithing and makes some gorgeous items, and she's like, well, just do it, and I'm like, and I tend to sort of go back to what I know, and I need to step out of my comfort zone and actually get on with it.
What can go wrong? If it goes wrong, you just melt it back down and start again.
I know. Yeah, basically, if it goes wrong, you just melt it and refix it. And I don't know. It comes back to the same thing. It comes back to that imposter syndrome, you know. And when you're dealing with solid silver, it's not cheap. But like you say, I can't ruin it. All I do is melt it back down and start again.
Yeah.
It's my own mental block. I need to lamp it out of myself.
And we all have those. Yeah, it does happen when you step out of your comfort zone.
Very, very true. Very true. Very, very true.
I didn't think a couple of months ago that I would twice a week be doing live interviews on Facebook.
Well, there you go, see?
But here I am, yeah. So what's your favourite craft material to work with then?
I have to say wire. I do have to say wire, because wire gives you so much flexibility. You can make a solid piece, you can make a soft piece, you can make a fiddle piece, you can take a strip of wire and make something that's completely different. You can make something that's totally, you just want to play with it. It's so tactile. It's just so versatile. I love beads. I love looking at beads. I love buying beads. But wire is just that little bit more special.
Yeah. Hi, Wiz. Thanks for joining us. Wiz she works with silver clay. She was on last Thursday, so do scrabble back through the videos and have a look.
I will, because silver clay is another medium I've been looking at, and I'm thinking, but I'm gonna get over my my mindset block, and I'm going to start doing more of my silver rings and more of the. I've got so many ideas that I want to do, and there's so much you can do with it, you know.
And work just gets in the way of crafting time.
It does. And then when you get an order book full, and you're like, oh, I don't want to make any more rings. I want to make something new. I don't want. But you know,
yeah.
And the business this last 3 or 4 months, the business has really taken off, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And it is fantastic. So I just need to timetable stuff, time to play, rather than just work orders. I need time to play. I need to timetable myself in a bit of time each day just to play.
Absolutely. And actually that's really, really important. I can remember years ago being told that by a therapist. Put yourself scheduled playtime in your diary to make sure you're taking that time out for you.
Oh yeah.
So how do you keep your wire under control? I've had issues with my wire, and I've just bought this thing called a wire tamer. So I'm hoping it makes life a bit easier.
Wire tamer?
I only buy my wire in the little flat reels because I don't use that much.
Right.
And my lady that supplies it, she's gone off and found these things called wire tamers, and they're basically a bit of elastic with a buckle on that you put round the wire and then poke the end of your wire through the hole in the buckle, so you can actually wind it off rather than pulling and the whole reel just going.
Yeah. I don't tend to have that problem because I buy my wire on massive reels.
Yeah.
So it just stays on the reel, and I just pull off what I want. So I literally yesterday bought the baskets to keep the wire in. But what I want, and I don't think they make it strong enough. I need to get one built really. Have you seen the ribbon holders where you get like a shelving unit with dowels, and you put your ribbon along and you just feed it off as you want it?
Yeah.
Just like 3 or 4 layers, but I'd need something mega strong for the wire. But yeah, no, I literally keep it in there. And for the rings, because I get so many orders for rings, I pre-cut the lengths.
Yeah.
I keep a bag of pre-cut lengths ready. So I'm not constantly going to the reel and cutting it and then wrapping it and stuff. But yeah, I think the baskets is my top tip. Is to keep it so you're just reeling off what you want at a time.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I don't buy
wires.
Yeah.
So if your premium bonds won, or your lottery ticket won, or whatever's your thing, and money was no object, what would be top of your crafty wish list?
A jump ring jig. Because you can get these all singing, all dancing jump ring jigs that you literally it does everything from start to finish. It reels it, and then it just go, and they're all cut off and they all land in the pot in front of you.
Oh,
we're talking like £1,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's one of those dreams. You know, it's one of those things. I'm building a vision board, and it's one of the things that's going to be on my vision board.
Yeah.
Along with dropping a day in work and things like that. You know.
Absolutely. You've got to have a vision and know, what are you doing this for? How do you, where are you go? What do you want from this?
Oh,
definitely. So, a jig, it just sounds amazing. Just feed this wiring and these things just appear.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but that's the way, when I've watched the YouTube videos, that's the way it looks. It's literally, you just go wind, zzz, you got a bowl full of jump rings. Perfectly cut.
Because have you got any favourite tools? I know sort of there's all these different sorts of pliers and different sizes, and somebody the other week was showing me, one that cuts and loops at the same time. And
I saw those, right? And I was going to get one. And then when I actually looked into it, you waste so much wire doing that, because you've got the feed-in bit, then you've got the bit at the end that it cuts off. So you to make one jump ring, you're using twice the amount of wire that you would normally.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit of a skinflint. I am a terrible skinflint. I don't like wasting. But my favourite tool at the moment, I have to say, is I've bought myself some flat cutters. I've got pin nose cutters, which are fine to get into the little places. But laddie, please, I'm talking. The flat cutters, when you cut a jump ring, if you cut it with the normal cutters, one side will always have like a little sort of sticky out bit. It's very technical term. But with the flat cutters, it cuts both sides flat, so you can close the jump ring.
Yeah.
So they are my favourite tool at the moment, because they make my life so much easier. Rather than have to cut the jump rings twice, cut, turn, cut. These I can go bang, bang, bang. So yeah, they are my favourite.
And one of these that to close the jump ring, you do this business. You don't do it that way. You do it that way.
Sideways, always sideways.
Yeah.
Always
Otherwise,
sideways.
Your ring ends up a very funny shape.
It's not round.
Not that I've done. Not that I've learned that by doing it or anything.
Hey, leave him alone. Sorry, my puppies are having a fight under my chair. Nice. Now, no. Now the dog has weed on the floor.
So when you're not crafting and not looking after 3 dogs, and they're all collies, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they need some time and whatever. What do you do with yourself?
I love to watch telly. I'm currently addicted to Doctor Who. I'm watching all the old Doctor Who's again.
Yeah.
And Waterloo Road and things like that. I love my soaps.
Yeah.
I love watching my soaps. Coronation Street, Emmerdale, EastEnders, you name it, I watch it.
Yeah.
And as I say, because I've recently split up with my husband of 26 years, I'm revamping my house. I'm making it my own. If I want to put something somewhere, I will.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I enjoy my time at the moment.
So, and which is the best Doctor? Doctor Who? Which is the best one?
I want to say, well, going back to the old ones, Peter Davison.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Davison for me. But out of the newer ones, Christopher Eccleston is my favourite.
Oh no.
Jodie Whittaker is good. She is good, but I'm taking time to come round to the idea of a lady doctor.
I had to stop watching when David Tennant left.
Yeah, he was very good.
He was very good, and then they brought Matt Smith in, and my brain just couldn't compute Doctor Who being younger than me.
Yeah, I suppose I hadn't thought of it like that. Yeah,
my brain just couldn't compute, and I've never really got back into it since. But yeah, Tennant was my favourite, I think.
Yeah, he was very good. He was. I think the thing with Christopher Eccleston is he had to come in and he had to make it a modern programme.
Yeah.
He had a big weight on his shoulders coming back after 30 odd years of nothing.
Yeah.
But I love the way they've integrated the old, like when they brought K9 in and when they brought the assistant back from the years and years and years ago. And I think that they've done really, really well with that.
Yeah. And then there was also the whole spin-off with
Torchwood.
That's it.
I love Torchwood. Oh, Torchwood. Captain Jack. Oh my God, I tell you.
I mean, that is just
program.
that is just such a wicked waste. That's all I can say on that subject.
It is. Then I've got a lot of gay friends, and it is I was at a party when I was about 20, 21 with a friend of mine, and it was his birthday party, and there was this room full of gorgeous, gorgeous men, and I'm like, it's such a waste. And one of them turned around to me and he said, "Personally, darling, I see it as a gain to the male sex." And that's
yes,
30 years.
Chrissy, yes, Doctor Who is a lady now.
Yes, Jodie Whittaker.
So you'll have to go on YouTube and have a look. So let's go on to some fun quick fire questions to finish with. So tea or coffee?
Tea. Can't stand coffee.
Netflix or audiobooks?
Netflix.
Neutrals or brights?
Brights every time.
Absolutely. Make for yourself or someone else?
Someone else.
Summer or winter?
Winter. There's only so many clothes you can take off without causing a stir.
Absolutely. Whereas you can just keep piling them on.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, well, thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for those that watched us live. Don't forget, if you're watching on replay, hashtag sorry I missed you. Give us sort of some time to get them sorted, and all the links will be in the comments for you to go and see where you can get Mind Monkeys and fiddle rings and all sorts, and just join Liz's group and chat with people as well.
Yeah, very supportive group. We have a laugh. We just generally mess around. I don't take life very seriously.
It's too short.
It is way too short.
It's too short. So I'll be back on Thursday at the same time, and on Thursday I have Emma from Stampin' Up, so we're going to be talking card making and pretty papers and stamps and things like that.
Oh, I used to be an addict. I used to be a stamp addict. Oh, no,
yeah. No, at the moment I've been given a Sizzix big shot. Well, it's not Sizzix anymore. I've been given a big shot. So I'm now thinking, what dies could I have to just cut things? But I'm not going to buy any stamps because I've got rid of all of mine.
I know. And you do though. But did you find it a wrench? I found it a terrible wrench getting rid of them. I hadn't used them for years, but it was just like,
yeah. And it's just, yeah.
I know.
But when you get rid of things, it just makes more space for different craft stuff.
It does. There is that.
Right, I shall let you go and clean up your puddle of puppy wee.
Yes,
what
indeed.
Glamorous lives we lead.
Oh, honestly, the life of a crafter is never boring.
And once again, thank you for joining us. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.